Hi, my name is Anastasia, and I'll be explaining the nature fix by Florence Williams. Florence Williams noticed she was feeling significantly more down when she moved from a more rural area to Washington, D.C. So she set off on a journey across the world to figure out why nature makes us happy. In her first stop, she learns about the forest healing walks, which are in Japan and Korea. And basically, people just sign up and they'll take a walk through the forest and they take tests to figure out what happens to your body. And it was discovered that just 15 minutes walking in a forest can increase your imagination, your productivity for a week, and your blood pressure drops. The smell of trees, which is produced by phytoncides, can increase your NK cells, which can fight cancer and tumors. And and the phytoncides reduce stress by 53% and blood pressure by 5 to 7%. And the dirt can be antiviral and good for cancer. Our brains have adapted in modern life, but our noses are still a direct pathway to the brain. When we smell something really good, we get happy. On the other hand, if something smells really bad, like diesel or exhaust, there are studies that show that these smells can actually lower your lifespans and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. Unsurprisingly, humans are more nervous on high-volume roads, and happiness depletes in more polluted areas. Some office-working adults claim that cell phones cause slouchy posture and deteriorating vision, which I also believe, because before I got my cell phone, I did not slouch, but now I slouch, and my vision deteriorated very quickly after I got a cell phone. So, yeah, that's my personal experience there. But basically, when humans were evolving, our hearing was very sensitive, I guess, because when you're out in the wild, you need to be able to listen to something just like that, and just you need to react. So nowadays, when we don't really need it, our sense of hearing and smell are deteriorating. But still, basically, even if there's a plane flying overhead and you can hear the sound down here and you're asleep, the sound can add stress to your body and it'll build up. And environmental. Alright, so I'm sorry if I repeat some stuff here. I uploaded the original video, then I realized I was watching it through, I'm like, this isn't long enough, and apparently it didn't record like 3/4 of my audio, so if this sounds rushed, I am sorry. Alright. So basically, the stress from hearing planes disturbing your sleep can really build up on your stress. And environmental noise over 50 decibels can cause a 20% increase in hypertension. And every extra decibel leads to a 14% rise in hypertension. Next, we're going to talk about fractals. So fractals are like these really aesthetically pleasing geometric shapes that can be found. They can be found in a few things, but it's mainly found in nature. Look up fractals on Google or something like that. They're really nice and they're very pleasing to your brain. So when you see them, you get happy. And nature is full of these. Basically, it activates the ventrolateral cortex, of course, which deals with high-level visual processing, and the dorsolateral cortex, which deals with spatial long-term memory. Also, it deals with the parahippocampus, which regulates emotions and is very active when you're listening to music. So you know that feeling you get when you're listening to some good music? That's what's happening. Your parahippocampus has been activated. Also, nature can be used to help people who are in severe mental stress, such as severe depression or anxiety. And there's this one program that people can take, and it helps. It gets you outside, and you can basically do whatever you want. But it's mainly reserved for people who are severely overworked. But basically, patients who go through it have a 20% decrease in symptoms afterwards, and it lasts. In Psychology Contemporary Perspectives, it states that 40% of a person's happiness are sent by intentional activities, such as taking a walk in the forest. And as I said earlier, 15 minutes can increase your imagination and your productivity. And it also involves socializing with others. There are several programs such as Outward Bound, which includes both. You could spend some time in nature, but you'll also be socializing with other people. And socializing is very important to development. Like, there's a reason why you don't hear of, like, a ton of hermits. But the thing is, in prisons, a lot of prisoners don't get much time outside in nature, especially when they're in solitary confinement. And seeing as a significant portion of individuals who go to prison suffer from mental illness in the first place is very concerning. Prisons that incorporate some kind of nature into prisons, even television screens with National Geographic on in like the gym room, they see significant improvements in inmates' behaviors. Nature helps with how you view the world. Like, you'll be less stressed. Like, you'll realize everything is bigger than you. Nature has been here before you, and it'll be here after you. You shouldn't worry so much. And let's change subject a little bit. So people with PTSD, they are very susceptible to a lot of problems. They're more likely to die younger. They're more likely to have substance abuse issues. They're more likely to commit suicide. There's a lot of things they're more susceptible to. But there's different programs that allow veterans with PTSD to go experience nature with other veterans, and it helps them with their ability to socialize with other people. And it also, because nature, because it makes them happier, and it helps them with their symptoms of PTSD. And people with ADHD, they also benefit from being outside. Their brains want to explore more. They've got they can't keep their focus on anything. And basically, people who, the ones who get more outdoor time and like more hands-on learning, they pay attention in class and they learn more. And it's really rather fascinating. They can just they learn so much better when they have had time outside. And with the growing population, children are getting less than the recommended amount of exercise and outdoor time. Instead, they're being put in car seats and given tablets to play on. And it's been proven that social rather than academic skills tend to predict success. There have been several studies about this. And basically, preschoolers are growing in the need for medication, including antidepressants and ADHD medication, and high schoolers are having a growing rate of anxiety, depression, and girls to 11-14 have been growing. Their suicide rates have gone up by 200%. Basically, the moral of the story is everyone needs some kind of access to green space. The more, the better. This book really impacted me a bit because I don't really leave my bedroom a lot. I'm a teenager. I am 16, and I don't leave my bedroom a lot. But as I was reading this book, I'm like, okay, I should get outside more. So I go on walks more often than I used to, and I go upstairs so I can get that vitamin D, just go outside and sit on the porch. It's better than I would have thought. This was a pretty good book, I recommend it. You go find it if you, it's a good book. It should be in your library or something. And you can always order it online. It's pretty good. It's a good read. I recommend. Anyway, see ya.